Hello everyone, it is the me again, Penguin 21, and today, well, we're going to take a little bit of a small New Year's just came around, and I know that I took a week off from talking about Salt, and I know that I presented you with the review, but of course, I gotta get back onto that Salt grind. And what better way than to talk about the stuff that I missed over my little break that I took, with that being the console war, again, spilled on over into Christmas. That's right, console war stuff has been talked about the entire year round for another year that I've been actually doing this. And again, I skipped Christmas because I wanted to spend time with my actual family. And, well, now we gotta talk about that sort of stuff. Now, most of these are from around Christmas as well, but some of them are from on Christmas. And I think that the best way to start this is with my personal reaction to this whole thing, and that is with this person, Coleman, who basically just retweeted, unleashed, but tweeted out my emotions about this whole situation, being Imagine console warring on Christmas, with the image presented there. Of course, they're retweeting Unleashed with kids and adults, no matter who, PlayStation, Xbox. Get over it. And after reading that and most of the tweets this entire year, all I can say is pass the bottle. Just the whole thing. Just the whole thing. Okay. But of course, to start this video off proper, we have Nick retweeting the Game Awards fan with the best way to ruin Christmas is by giving your kids an Xbox. And, sometimes parents get gifts and things wrong, and there are obviously going to be these ones where they're obviously staged, or people getting pranked about getting the new consoles and stuff. But overall, Jesus. And I just want to also mention that the Jim Ryan face that he uses, he looks high. I know that that's the kind of like the meme Jim Ryan face that everyone uses. So yeah. So next up, we have Japan Hates Xbox. Now, this is a person I was talking about a lot before, and he has typed out 5 hard-hitting questions for the so-called gaming journalists that they need to ask Phil Spencer. And enough with the softballs. The gamers need to know the answers to these questions. And I was going to do this whole bit where I talked about all of them and then gave, like, joke responses or, like, actual legitimate responses and stuff. But I think that I'm going to just let it off to one of the replies that actually roasts him harder and makes the best joke that I could ever have in this entire scenario. And I take no qualms in giving this person credit. But yeah, if you want me to answer all of these questions, here are the hard-hitting answers to your questions from Javis Protarian. I'm very sorry if I fucked up that entire name, Mr. Chavez. But here's the questions to ask the actual person. Here's your answers to your questions, being: do you have a job? No. Do you live alone? Yes. Do you spend time with a body pillow of a PS5, if not on Twitter? Yes, PlayStation 5 is the only thing that gets me up. Does Japan actually accept you into their community? No, because I vent on Twitter, and I will just have to say this: round of applause, sir. Yeah, you win the Joke of the Day award. I 100% agree. And thank you so much for answering the hard-hitting questions that were presented by Japan Hates Xbox and making my job a little bit easier. Next up, we've got PlayStation had the biggest year in gaming of 2023. Again, this was made, I think, the day before Christmas, but that's still around Christmas, where they had the best games lineup, the best hardware in sales, the amazing PSVR 2 console exclusives, and all for $4.99 or less, which, no, $4.99, no. If you're talking about PSVR 2 and a lot of the gaming lineup, you're still missing out on the fact that they actually did bump up the amount of money that you had to spend on a PlayStation. There is also released very questionable, accessories for the PlayStation. Mainly the Portal is what I'm talking about here. But the best games lineup, if we were to look at the games that he listed off as examples, Spider-Man 2 is an okay example. Maybe not the best in terms of like games and stuff, and we'll get back to Spider-Man 2 in a little bit. But Baldur's Gate 3 is a multi-platform and was on PC for a longer time than actually PlayStation or Xbox. Final Fantasy, I'm unsure if that one was actually exclusive. Please be sure to comment in the description. Comment in the description. Jesus. Comment down below if I'm wrong on that. Hogwarts Legacy. And he specifically calls out the exclusive mission, and then etc., because he only can list off 4 examples. So, yeah, if you're reaching for that, yeah. But to go back to Spider-Man 2, because one of the things that was really funny about this year was that PlayStation gave themselves a Game of the Year award. Now, of course, this was given to Spider-Man 2, which won the Platinum Trophy for PS5 Game of the Year, and the biggest Game of the Year for the PlayStation blog, by the way. And some people were quick to point out, right, that this is basically PlayStation giving themselves the award, and the PlayStation fanboys were all over this, talking about how, well, no, they're not giving themselves this award because it was voted on by the community. You get why that's worse, right? You understand how that's worse than just giving yourself the award? Because here's one of, if not the biggest things and the biggest problems here, is because they only released like one true exclusive this year from actual Sony studios that was worth talking about. Most of the other ones were released on other platforms. That was the only one that was actually exclusive this year, if you really think about it. And I know that I'm bringing up a lot of the exclusive talk, but of course, also the PlayStation guys would talk about a lot of these as well. But look, here's one of, if not the biggest reasons as to why this is the most dumb. And that is because they turned off the replies. Yeah, that's right. They posted this once, I think, with the replies on. They decided that since we're getting so much roasted into the replies, we'll just, turn them off. And then get roasted in the quote retweets, which they have, because that ratio is ridiculous. And again, people have pointed out that, this was voted on by the community and stuff, and it's like, again, you get how that's worse, because there probably wasn't a lot of pickings for the actual PlayStation exclusives for the Game of the Years for this. And of course, Spider-Man was going to win in this context, because when you control everything, you can control fucking everything. So, yeah. And then we have Unleashed with his kids be like they don't want Xbox and they do want PlayStation with the good old Drake meme, which I'm not sure when this meme was actually made, but you killed it. You just killed it, straight up. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because someone then quote retweeted it saying, "Touch grass, motherfucker, it's Christmas," which again is just so serendipitous, and I love it. Next up, we got hashtag Wolverine PS5 saying, "Me listening to dudes with hentai profile pictures claiming Wolverine doesn't do stealth," which I'm going to be honest and defend Wolverine here for a quick minute. Mainly because if you just don't know the lore of Wolverine or what he was a part of, don't comment and say wrong information about it. Because quite honestly, the best way to insult someone or to roast them in this context is to actually know stuff about this person, because then you can hit the really hard chords and really get in there onto that person. And Wolverine did actually do stealth because he was part of like a Black Ops kind of squad. Look it up, it's a thing, and Wolverine has been fairly good at stealth because he's a hunter type class. Next up, we've got the "I found this on Reddit, hilarious, lol, Merry Christmas," with the AI-generated image of a family basically just making fun of their crying kid. Now, I've seen this AI image going around a fair bit, and I'm going to probably put up the other one that I found, but there was way more than this going around. And let me just say this up front. As an artist, as a graphic designer, I really despise AI art for a number of reasons. And the newest reason why I despise AI art is this reason right here. Is because it's being used in the console war in such a way that it's so uncreative and just so bad. Like, it's just awful. It does not help anything, and it weakens your point so much. It's just so bad. It's ridiculous. And on top of that, with this one in particular, there's a bad Photoshop job of Redfall on top of it. Just stop using AI art, please. It's so annoying. Oh my god, these fanboys suck ass. Next up, we're going to circle around back to Nick with Ed. I love how people get triggered, and him retweeting his tweet from the day before on how he was talking about people, ruining Christmas by getting kids Xboxes. And I'm just going to refer to the above of the Obama meme that was PlayStation giving themselves the Gotti Award. It's not something to be proud of, dude. It really isn't. Next up, we've got the Gaming Prophet. Now, this one was interesting because he was retweeting this a few times, and I'm not sure if this was actually on Christmas or something, but he was talking about this a fair bit about Insomniac facing cuts despite the huge success of the PlayStation, and they may close another studio. Again, these are more rumors than anything, and the actual thing here is that while Insomniac is probably the one that's been carrying PlayStation for at least a while right now with their pretty solid games, not great, but definitely solid games and gameplay loops and stuff like that. Unsure if this is true. If you want to go and look this up and really get in and dive into this thing, go ahead and do that. I know that I won't. I'm just kind of talking about this because I actually kind of like the Gaming Prophet for a couple of reasons. I know that he does like salt stuff, but yeah. We then have someone retweeting someone else who says that they have finally, after a number of years, they finally sold the PS5 and switched on over to Xbox, and they have no regrets, saying that Xbox is superior in a bunch of different ways, and that they have good value, and that Xbox is dead to me, hashtag Xbox forever, with someone then basically saying that this person right here is a liar, and that PS5 has more performance and the game looks and played better on PS5. And look, here's the thing. Understand, people have preferences, people have reasons for doing one thing over the other thing, and if they just don't vibe with the brand anymore, they just don't vibe with the brand. It's just how this is. I'm not reading this out verbatim because I want to keep this video more or less more short, because I want you guys to get back to you experiencing life with your family. So, yeah. Next up, we got competition is good for the industry. Without Xbox, PlayStation could have sunk the entire video game industry. And while I don't disagree, I don't agree fully. I think that PlayStation recently has made a lot of very, 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 very questionable and bad decisions when it comes to business on their parts. With this person here, and I'm going to read this verbatim, by the way, because it's funny. Xbox hasn't been competing, and in fact had to spend damn 100B to try. You dudes, as if Xbox is some worldwide brand that has hundreds of millions of people clamoring to buy their games. The consoles or services, and none of that is true. Is Xbox marketing making strides? Yes, they have their work cut out. I'm just going to let you understand that there was two wrong uses of their in that whole statement. There was at least 3, if not more, actual grammatical errors that I could point out to you in this. But I'm just going to say this. If Xbox wasn't competing on the same level, which they kind of aren't, PlayStation themselves, the internal leak and documents and stuff, right? PlayStation themselves wouldn't be pissing themselves upset and scared at the ABK merger. And yeah, absolutely, they had to spend $100 billion to, make at least some competitive stuff. But what about Sony doing the exact same thing and buying studios? Isn't that a thing that they have done with over $500 million that they've done for contracts and stuff like this? Kinda makes you think. Next up, we've got a fellow Salt Hunter with a On Christmas Really, with them then retweeting a PS5 Pro 8K Suck It PC plebs.
Truly, you are the voice of a generation.
Oh boy, with a name like that, this is going to be such a time. Let's break this down. PC gamers are hypocrites. PC can play all the games, is so powerful, buys an underpowered brick that has compatibility issues, clown emoji times 3. I want you to look at this, and I want you to imagine the kind of person that types this out. Because this person right here does not understand anything about PC gaming or anything like that. Because look, the PC is the most versatile of all the platforms because you can choose how this stuff works. And to say that the PC is underpowered, no. The 10 series is still pretty solid of a purchase. I know it's a little bit long in the tooth at this point and not being in production, but it's still pretty powerful. The 20 series is still pretty powerful. The 30 series is still pretty powerful. Heck, the 40 series, the top end is, twice as powerful. Even the 20 series is, I think, more powerful than a PS5 right now, in terms of graphical output and power. And yeah, we can play all the games, because we can play everything from emulation, of, back to the beginning of the Atari era, all the way up to today's most modern games on a lot of different stuff. And sometimes you don't even need to have a really good PC in order to play some of the more modern games. Just to list off a couple of random examples, we have people that can use their work laptop to connect to a streaming service to be able to cloud play games that are very modern onto that PC, and not have to worry about graphical power at all. And then we also have people like myself who have the Steam Deck OLED, which, might not be the most powerful PC, but has expandable storage, has actual PC components and parts that you can swap out and do other things to, and, is just can play all of the Sony games that are very modern, because all of them are Steam Deck compatible. So, yeah. And I think that we will end it off there, because quite honestly, the last couple of things that I had to talk about were just repeats of other stuff and God of War Valhalla, which I don't really want to talk about that at all. So, overall, what was the lesson to be learned this year, ladies and gents? Well, if, the last year was anything to go off of, don't do this. I know I talk about PlayStation fanboys and I talk about all these other wild things. But listen, okay? And understand. PlayStation and Xbox are good gaming machines. Not the best, not the greatest. They're just pretty good. And number 2, don't be a fanboy, because you're going to end up on videos like mine. And, of course, don't console war on Christmas. That should probably be a given. Anyway, I think I've talked your ear off enough for this supplementary video. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. I hope you all had a Happy New Year. And, well, let's see how 2024 this year is starting off for that. I will, next week, have Harman Week, where I will give you guys 2 Harman videos. Oh, no. Sorry. I know that's just clogged. Anyway, I will give you guys 2 Harman videos next week to talk about, that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm going to make sure Thought I put those out very quickly before I get out anything else, because I also then, at the end of this month, hopefully I will get my entire clip dump of the finals. Go and check out my finals review, which is probably the previous video. I will link it at the end of, probably in the iCard as well as in the description below. Do that. In any case, my name is GamePenguin21. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I want to thank you all for the previous year and stuff like that. And yeah, I love you all. Be sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you want to support me in any other way, links to everything social down in the description below. I do make music, I do make art, and I do commissions, works, and things. Do contact me if you want anything of that nature. In any case, thank you all so much for watching again. My name is GamePenguin21, and a peace off.
Hey man!